Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Motorsport Manager, the Underdog Challenge. This episode we're going to be going to beautiful Italy in the Milan GP, where top speed, deceleration and high speed corners are going to be crucial. Doesn't look like there'll be rain, and it's 26 laps. Fair enough. Last episode we did quite well, got 11 points, almost got a podium, but barely missed out due to having tires that sort of lacked one more lap in them because of a qualifying run that we tried to get going but couldn't. But that's okay. 29 points in total is still very good. Only, 7 races into the season, and everything is starting to take shape. 2 episodes ago, I was very much doubting about what we were going to do with our votes this season, because we have been building some brakes, but there is also coming up a rule change where we can spec part the brakes. I've been doubting very much whether we're actually going to spec part the brakes. And it's sort of going to depend on how this brake comes out, I think. So we're going to skip ahead a little bit. Let's go into the news. Nothing much exciting going on. Wolfsky is complaining about our brakes. He needs to button it, as always. I think we've said this a few times already this season. And we have a fine pit stop record. Cool. All right, the car is finished repairing. What are we doing in terms of parts? I think we're just trying to get this gearbox into fighting shape. Don't care too much about the brake set. It would be nice to use, I suppose. Yeah, I guess we just work on getting this done. We'll still work on the performance of that gearbox, but without allocating any staff, just for efficiency's sake. And let's see how good those parts can become. All right, so the brake is now finished. Let's have a look how good it is. So that's 1193 with a little bit of upside in improving. Main thing I want to look at now is what happens when we actually fit our 2 better brakes to see how we hold up against the competition. So right now we are in 10th without fitting them. And when we do fit them, how do we hold up? Not great. So with 8, we're still in bottom tier. And if we build some more, how good are the next few parts? That's a pretty good one. This one is alright too, but we can't get there because of our R&D facility not being level 2. This is only going to be like 60 more points than we have now as a maximum. I think that kind of settles us spec parting brakes. That will be very soon, I believe. We'll probably first choose our own vote. We're obviously going to take out the front wing, like we've been saying. We're building a building for the back wing. And this one we're going to take off. Yeah, so kind of a little bit of wasted money on the brakes. But as you can see, brakes are by far the cheapest out of anything. And they also build the quickest out of anything. So yeah, if we'd done this on the gearbox or engine, it would be a huge mistake, right? Because that cost you like 11 or 13 days. Here, I kind of wanted to just be fine either way in case we could really improve the brakes a lot. A little bit of a test. Didn't work out, I guess, in the end. But we found out our answer. It means we're going to be spec parting the brakes, which is fine. And we can still use these brakes that we got this season at least. But that does mean we should start looking at either the suspension or the rear wing. Front wing we're going to spec parts, so let's not bother. These two we're only going to make more illegal parts. Rear wing will be crucial for the next race and has a good part to immediately build. Suspension only has good illegal parts. This one is pretty good though. 8 days, so yeah, whichever one of these two we built, we're not going to use for the next race. I guess we just build a... Well, suspension is a more important part overall. And I think the suspension we can go all the way to Epic, so let's start working on the suspension actually. I want those to be done first. We're about halfway into the season, so Yeah, we need to make sure that we're gonna get all the parts done that we want to get done. That does make the brakes a little bit more costly. I shouldn't have done that probably, but well, you live and learn. Brakes we're not gonna focus on too much then, besides getting this one up to fighting speed. Engine is already maxed out on the epic trade. Gearbox is maxed out on the great trade. That's fine. I think we have about like 5 races to go. I want to start working on the final few parts that we will not be using for this season, but for next season. So that will be the 1 more engine, 2 more gearboxes, and whatever we can do on the rear wing and suspension is bonus to me. Yeah, I shouldn't have done the brakes then in the end, but well, couldn't have known that up front. All right, let's have a look. I guess we go and keep on going. And let's see where we end up. All right, so sponsors, 3 offers available. They're all going to be fighting for first or second. So as always, we just take the upfront offer that is the largest. And report for the upcoming race. 40% chance of rain, so let's keep an eye out for that. 26 laps is rather short. Probably just going to do a 2-stop then on the softs. And our mechanics really like our factory, apparently. That's interesting. I think you get that when your factory is like better than everyone else's. Which I guess we have a tier 3, so that is pretty good. Alright, choosing a vote. Nice. Was expected, but I thought maybe it might happen after the Milan race. 1 million to choose a vote, and yeah, there's a lot of interesting votes that we can do. We've gone through a lot of these already. What we're looking for is the spec parts right here, and we're going to be spec parting the front wing. Sets all the performance levels to 150, and this is the most efficient thing we can actually do in car development, just for 1 million instead of well, having to build a bunch of parts. We actually bring them down to our level immediately, which is quite nice. Yeah, all right. I think for the... we might not go all the way for the suspension here. At some point, we're going to need to pick some parts, or pick some components that are just immediate upgrades and don't have extra build time, because we don't have that much time left in the season. Yes, we're not even halfway in, sort of, but that is very deceptive. It can go very quick all of a sudden, and then you're at the end of the season, and you haven't built everything you wanted, so let's keep a good lookout for that. We're gonna take as many softs as we can, 4 mediums to go with it, just in case we want to do medium. You are angry because we gave you a bad break. We need to switch those off. Doesn't matter too much. Actually, no, it does matter. Give you the better brake. You have the better engine. And let's... okay. You're both content like this. We give AVO, of course, the best parts all around. So we now have 2 good gearboxes that we can both use. How is that looking then? We are now in 6th for the gearbox, so that is nice. Top speed in 5th. Brakes we're not really using. Alright, and these we're working on. Alright, fair enough. Looking good. Let's get to racing then. On to beautiful Italy in the hills here. Lots of forests. Lots of trees. Always nice. Let's see how we do. Hopefully a good race for us. The engine should carry us a little bit, I hope. But you never know. Practice session first. As always, we pick Tulipano and Farah. Do we have a saved setup? Milan. Milan. There you are, Milan. These are weird. This is from 2000. Oh, I should pick these two. Okay. So this is car 1. And on the soft. And here. Use and car 2, please. From 2021. There you go. Alright. About right. And let's get into it. Send them out. as always, we're just gonna do this at times 12 speed. Nothing much to be done in the practice besides just get these values up to where they can be. Great, good. Not bad at all. 89%. I guess we go a little bit this way, we go a little bit that way, and we go a little bit this way. Let's do that. See if that works. I'm doing qualifying, by the way. Should do race first. For you, also great, good. Okay, well. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, I suppose. Go a little bit that way. Any bit this way, and... well, this one is pretty obvious where to go. See if that does it for us. And you're already on race. Oh. Both out. And then bring them back in. Let's see how we do. Would be very nice to get a good result here again. We've been getting some fine results, so... would be nice. Didn't really improve there, did we? We just swapped around the values, so we went wrong on the downforce. That should be better. Same for the handling. Went the wrong way. Too much, no? There you go. And you're great here. You're good there, so I guess we just kind of leave you where you were. Okay. And I'm pretty sure we can just send you out now for 12 laps. And once you come back in, we'll have a look. You're now great, excellent, great. I'm happy about that. 95% is good enough for me. Let's save you again. That is car 1 in Milan. And let's send you out for long. 12 laps. There you go. Alright. See how our guys do. Yeah, we're just gonna let them run for a while now till we get to tier 3 on the softs and the race trim. And then we'll bring them back in, do mediums and qualifier practice, and hopefully that will get us some good results in the qualifying session tomorrow. Probably bring them in now. There you go. We have about half the session left just to do qualifiers and mediums. That should be perfectly fine. And you are now great, excellent, great. Yeah, that's what you already were, I think. Yeah, that was the 95%. Go out on the mediums, please. And excellent, excellent, great. Also what we want to see. Very nice. 97% is all we need. So that's car 2 in Milan. Perfect. Go out on the qualifying. 3 laps. And there you go. All right. Nothing much to be done besides yeah, getting them back in. They're probably gonna, yeah, finish their stint before the session ends, so then we send them out again. Should be getting a tier 3 there, I think. Also on the mediums and the qualifying, but let's see. 6 minutes left. Yeah, that should be very much possible. Not setting great times makes sense. We don't care about that, to be honest. I mean, why would we, right? You don't get a prize for being quickest in practice, so let's just send them out again. Same set of mediums, perfectly fine. Don't need to be using them up. And same for you. Just go out for 3 laps. Even if we send them out for 1 lap, I think we would get our tier 3 bonus, so that's perfectly fine. But let's just send them out, let them have as much practice as they can possibly have. I think it would be very cool if drivers could sort of get better at a track. That would be like a hidden stat. I don't know. That would be dope. Yeah, let's see. A few people have asked about the new F1 Manager game from Frontier. That should come out, when is it? In the summer somewhere? I've put myself on the email list, so hopefully they make some announcements soon about when it'll come out. I hope it's a really good game. I would love to play it and make a series on it, but it's really gonna depend on whether it's actually good, I suppose. And yeah, if it's not a fun game, then no one would want to watch it, right? And I wouldn't want to play it. So hopefully it's really good. I really like Frontier's game so far. I think think they made Elite Dangerous, which was alright, but I'm not really into space games too much. They made Planet Zoo, which I absolutely adore. I bought all the DLC for that game. Really fun game. You can do a lot. We're gonna go, by the way, for the standard soft tires in qualifying as is normal. Well, actually, it's raining. But it does look like it's gonna level off, so... Probably just sending them out once on an interstint, and then we'll send them out for that on regular softs. But yeah, like I was saying, I love Frontier games so far, so I'm really hoping that they'll do this game justice. Would be really cool to have a proper management game with the official drivers, you know? I mean, I know there's mods for this game where you can, you know, play with the official teams and the official drivers, but really the same when you have to mod it in, right? And I wanted to make this series without modding because that's the base game. You know, that's what everyone is playing, that's what everyone is used to, let's say. So I just wanted to do an unmodded game. We're gonna just immediately send them out. Yeah, we are. Alright, go on the softs, set some good times, and let me finish my story. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll make another series just with it modded in. I know there's some great modders out there that made these really cool mods where you can have the real drivers, you can have the real teams, and that is great, but I think a lot of people are just really waiting for this new game. The real F1 game, let's say, the one where you actually... Just wait a little bit here till track grips improves. The real F1 game where you actually drive yourself is also really cool, but I'm not great at driving games, so that wouldn't be very fun to watch me crash into the barricades every lap or so. So yeah, I'm just hoping that this management game is good, because that's the games I really love to play. And yeah, it has the actual official licensing, so that would be so cool if it's really, really good. I'll definitely make a series on it, as long as it is. So don't worry about that. But let's see. Alright, let's set some times. We were up rather high, but in the end we finished 9th for Tulipano, 17th for Volsky. Not too bad. I guess it makes sense. Tulipano has the best parts, best engine, best gearbox. So, not a very surprising result. 9th is nice. Unfortunately, just below our sponsor objective, but let's see what we can do. I think you can see a really big gap between sort of the top 4 teams, which is basically exactly these guys, right? Mercedes, Scuderia Rossini, Panther, and then Windsor, which is, I guess, McLaren or something. And then you see like a 0.4 gap, which is a lot in F1, right? To us, and then everyone else slowly getting there, so... Makes sense, but yeah, you really see the top 4 dominance right now coming out. You have the top 2 dominance, which is in this case Ferrari and Mercedes, and then you have the top 4 dominance by adding on Panther and Windsor. Soft and race trim should be fine as long as there's no rain. It's at 40%, but not looking like it'll rain. So I guess we just do softs and race trim. I think a 2-stop should be fine, right? Yeah, you can do 11 as expected. We could do 1 soft, 1 medium, which in theory is exactly what we need, right? That's 11 plus 15, 26. But I'm not gonna, because it's not that warm. It's like 18 degrees. I think our temperatures are gonna drop quick, because we just have horrible tire insulation. We've seen that time and time again this season. Our tire temperatures drop so freaking quick that we cannot, for the life of us, keep these tires alive. So if we need to make these last for their expected lap times, we need to be able to conserve, which we can't do because of the tires dropping too quick in temperature. So yeah, we're not doing that. We're just gonna take, I think, triple send. That means we can run these tires pretty aggressive, which is nice. And then we also get the biggest bonus out of them by not, by not having to switch to a tire that we don't have the plus 15% on. So I'm perfectly happy doing that. Let's do red for a little while and orange, I suppose. We're gonna have 11, right? It was on both our guys. Yes, that's 11, and it was 11 on him too. That means we have 33 laps to play with in a 26 lap race. Means we're going to be running orange probably for most of the race. Which is perfectly fine by me. Let's actually do a little bit of red. Start off with. We'll do orange for you. Not a great start for Tulipano. Not horrible either. Vovsky definitely dropped 2 spots, so that sucks. Someone went right and then also bumped a bunch of other cars all the way to the back. That's super funny. I think Leponen went wide. And then he just like pulled like 2 of these cars just with him all the way back. Which is really, really funny. Let's do something like this. I don't want to use too much fuel. We're gonna need to, you know, like we used to be able to just refuel it, but now we can't anymore, so I'll do that. Just costs too much. I'd rather run on orange for longer than run on red for only like 3 corners and already lose like half a lap of fuel. It's just not worth it, I think. We're already 3 seconds away from each other, so I don't care much about having the differential in tires. I'm perfectly content doing a double stack if need be. And let's just run orange, I guess, for most of this race, both on the fuel and on the tires. And let's see what we can contend with. Definitely not doing any mediums or anything. As you can see, even on orange, 4 laps in, our temperature just didn't go up that much, which just shows, you know, like the temperature just isn't enough to keep our tires like properly heated. Even on orange, it's barely going up. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, we've done 6 laps. We're still not even like close to the running the maximum temperature. Let's go back to neutral now, I think. And for you. Have to think a little bit. I think we can do 2 more laps. We'd always conserve a little bit if we need to. The cliff will be at 10%. That's perfectly fine. You're kind of going up a little bit, but I guess you're just fighting everyone on the mediums. Those are gonna do a 1 stop, probably. Yeah, getting overtaken now makes sense. 18 laps remaining, perfectly fine. Yeah, we're gonna get you guys in on the next one. And then do another... Yeah, alright, we're just gonna double stack. Perfectly fine. Parts looking good. Balanced pit stop just to minimize the risk. And yeah, there's like a 9-second differential that should be more than enough for a double stack, where we bring them in on the same lap. Only if we make a horrible mistake and pull Tulipano's pit stop, that could cost us, but doesn't look like it. Nice. All right, let's keep running. And same for you. Right. I think we're just gonna go again on the pushing. Because even with doing push, we still did 9 laps. That should be more than enough. Alright. Let's keep going. Some people are coming into pit. But we haven't really overtaken anyone yet. So right now we're in 17th and 19th. That's not great, obviously. But we are hopefully getting out ahead of a lot of people. We did. With Tulipano at least, not with Fahovsky. There's still quite a few people here, so we're gonna really need to gain some time on these guys, because they're on their mediums, and yeah, if they're running away from us while they only do a 1 stop, that would be really bad for us, obviously. We're gonna have to see what we can do about it. Gonna need to pull back though on the fuel. We're almost at a 0.6 deficit. A bit too much. I think everyone here on the mediums, we're definitely gonna go past. Yeah, we're gaining on all these guys. But question is, if they can pull off a 1 stop, they're definitely going past us again when we come in. So I'm not sure if a 1 stop, like we could have tried for that, right? But I just don't feel like we could have made it work. With the temperatures going as they are, like right now, we're almost hitting the maximum temperature finally, but like we've been running on orange the entire stint so far, you know. Let's do 2 more laps of these tires, and then we'll do a last one on softs again. We're gaining our fuel back pretty quick. Most other people are gonna need to pit again. These guys don't need to pit again, so that's gonna be tough, I think, to get past them. Yeah, let's bring them in. Another double stack, perfectly fine. Run them like regular, and same for you. You're 11 seconds apart, so that should be more than enough. And let's go. Alright, let's see how our strategy worked out. We have 8 laps remaining. That's perfectly fine for the tires that we have. Not sure what would have been better here, but I think it would have been better to do a one-stop if we could have pulled it off. I just don't feel comfortable that our car could have pulled it off, is the thing. So let's see what was the correct play here. We are obviously in 19th right now. Not looking too great with 7 laps remaining. I guess we could have done double mediums and do like a one-stop if I didn't feel comfortable with the other one, but yeah. Still really rough, I feel. I don't know. Alright, 5 laps remaining. We're gonna be overtaking a few people still. In 16th right now. Probably most of these people are just gonna run out the race actually, so good on the AI. I guess they chose a better strategy this time around. Yeah, I don't think we could have made a one-stop work. Not with the way these temperatures were looking. We're gonna have to go on medium a little bit. Let's see, maybe some more people are pitting. There is, but they're behind us, so that doesn't do much. Fuel is looking fine. 2 laps remaining, so I guess we can go on red for a little while. And well, the more spots we can gain, the better, obviously, but don't want to hit the cliff too soon. Let's just go orange now. Go a little bit more orange. See if Tulipano can overtake anyone. He's fighting. There you go. I have to pull back the fuel again. Well, 12, not really what we're looking for. But yeah. Honestly, yeah, we wouldn't have been able to pull off the medium, or sorry, soft to medium, I think, with the heating. And in the end, I guess our car just wasn't really up to task here to pull off the 2-stop and then have enough power to go past everyone on fresh soft. But honestly, 12th, not horrible. It's sort of where we're expected to finish. I guess we're going to end up like 8th or so in the overall standings. Not overall standing, but in the standings of like how we did for the marketing purposes, which is alright. No one used the legal parts. Nope. Smart people. Yeah, no points for us this time around. Didn't drop. We did drop. I think Van Dort actually got a sizable amount of points. So yeah, we're really fighting Van Dort and Catano this time around. I think the people behind us were kind of clear off. We're just fighting for that mid-pack. I'm hoping next race will be a little bit better than this one. Not sure what we could have done different here, but I don't think the one-stop was the answer. I think we did about as much as we could here with just having... yeah, okay, well that's 7 out of 7. That's perfectly fine. We get 1.4 million, not too bad. We should be getting that fixed slot opening up soon. Our suspension was built, so that is nice. Hopefully we have a bit of time before the next race to actually... Yeah, that's looking fine. 27 lap race. Top speed will be crucial. That's very nice for us. Acceleration useful, also fine. Okay, so that is looking like a pretty good race for us. And we have 17 days, which is very nice. We have 7 more races till the end. And before I forget, I think we're going to immediately just make another part. So this suspension is looking alright, with nothing to write home about. We're gonna get some really nice ones here. Maybe we just already make like some highly illegal ones. This one is really good too. I don't think we'll be using this stuff much, but we can just do this, I think, for now. We might end up using one of these suspensions, but not too sure about that. And then the next 2 will be illegal suspensions. So we're going to do 3 more suspensions. We're going to leave rear wing for what it is for now. Then probably do the engine and the gearbox. That's 10 days. That's 30 days in total we need for the suspension. We need probably like about 20 days for each of these. And ideally we want to do one more gearbox, but I remember the... yeah, these don't really do anything for me. So actually, no, we're only going to make one more gearbox, one more engine. Which is fine. So that's 20 days, plus 20 is 40, plus 30 is 70 days is what we still need. Should be fine. And then whatever leftover we have in time, we're going to work on the rear wing. I think that's pretty good. That's a good plan. All right, nice. We're going to get our vote soon too. This is the one we voted in, the front wing spec parting. Right after that, we're also going to spec part the brakes. And then we still have weight stripping, which we might vote for as well, because it's a really fun mechanic that we can use much better than the other teams, I think. We'll take some of our reliability and then actually increase performance using that, which is really fun. And yeah, I think that's a good plan. Unfortunately, no points this episode, so it's a bit of a shorter one, but I have to go, so I'm not doing another race right now. Soon I'm gonna look to do a double episode, I think. Do 2 races in one, let's say. But yeah, not this time, sorry. I hope you enjoyed the episode despite not really getting the performance we wanted, but I think, well, let me know if you think a different strategy would have been better. It's always fun to learn. I hope you enjoyed it anyway. I sure did. Halfway into the season, season is really starting to take shape. Would love to still try and challenge Van Dort and Catano, but let's see what happens in the remaining races. There's only, what, 7 left? Yep. So yeah, already sort of over the halfway point. Should be very fun. I hope you enjoyed the episode. I sure did. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.